Welcome to another episode of Salty Country. If I would say it's been raining here last couple days, that'd be an understatement. It's been storming horrible. 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening, like dark, almost nighttime looking, severe wind, storms, rain, power outages, trees blown over, limbs down. Fortunately, we haven't suffered any power outages out here, which is pretty amazing. But yeah, it's been really storming the last couple days. It's still pretty wet out here. This evening I'm going to take the excavator over next to the carport, where last fall I started kind of digging out. We cleared all the trees on the bank next to the house. I'm going to take the excavator up there. The goal is to clear out like a sidewalk, kind of a walk path along the carport to the front door. I got it kind of rough graded last year. Just haven't got back on it yet. I'm looking for a deal on cross ties. So I'm one of these folks that kind of just excuse me, hate to spend the money, but I'm always looking for a deal. So once I find a deal on some cross ties that are reasonable, I'm going to build a little bit of a retaining wall with some cross ties, put some pavers down, and finish the path to the front door so you can pull up to our carports and kind of walk around the carport and go to the front door. But anyway, excavator's warming up. I'm going to get over here, get the excavator moved up on the hill. We're going to start on this project. It will probably be a couple to 3 or 4 episodes, maybe. I don't know that I'll do them back to back, but this is not something I'm going to finish here in the next couple of days. I don't even have cross ties yet, so I'm just going to start digging out the dirt on the slope and kind of get it dug back. I've got a couple small piles up there that I'm going to take the Bobcat and get those moved. Eventually, over here beside me, we're going to grade this down and put a 30-foot-ish barn, 30 by 30, 32 by 30, something like that. But once I get ready to start doing this, I'll have to cut probably 3 foot or so out there so that when you come around a curve of our driveway, you can just kind of go straight in the building. And the reason for that is if I got the boat out and I back it in the driveway, currently it's under the carport, that I could just back it straight in to the end of the barn. And I don't know. We haven't decided exactly what the size is going to be. I'd really like to get the boat and the striker trailer in there with the Bobcat and the excavator and lawnmowers, 4-wheeler, that kind of stuff, but we'll see. But stick around. I'm going to get the excavator up here and we're going to get busy. Alright, I'm going to get started. Try to cut this hill back a little bit. I'll make me a couple piles up here so I can get it with the Bobcat. Yeah, the weather here the past couple of days has been crazy. It had gotten kind of dry, and then the rain finally come back in, got in a rainy cycle, and it's been sure enough storming. While I'm sitting here digging, I'm talk about some other YouTube channels. There's a lot of great content out there. There's a lot of content that I don't care about, but that's the great thing about freedom. You choose what you want to watch, and you watch it and support it. But I'm going to talk about the good ones, the ones that Salty Country approved, that we watch regularly. A lot of them have nothing in the world to do without with each other. It's just we randomly looked at channels at some point and liked the content and started watching. So first one I want to talk about is TriStar Digging. He's out of Tennessee. Sam, great channel. He has his own grading business, and he does, I would say, a lot of residential type work and some light commercial work, but he's got a lot of equipment, great content, great guy. If you you like just watching grading and that kind of content, great channel to watch. So check out TriStar Digging. The next channel that I want to talk about is Outdoors with the Morgans. Another great channel. They're in Pennsylvania. Mike is was a working man, or is a working man, I should say, like the rest of us was for years. He was in the corporate world, so that's what I was referring to when I said was. He now just produces content, great content. So their channel's a good one. Mike and Melissa Morgan, Outdoors with the Morgans, good channel. Their content includes excavator work, tractor work, skid steer work, hit sawmill, just a lot of good content. They've got a cabin that they built in West Virginia, and they're showing some of that content as they build that cabin. But if you're just looking for a good channel, good content, something you can sit down, watch, relax, has no agenda kind of content, Outdoors with the Morgans. All right. The next channel that Melody and I watch probably the most after those two are Just a Few Acres Farm. They're in New York. They have a 40-acre farm. They raise cows, pigs, chickens. They sell eggs. They sell poultry, chicken. They sell beef. They sell pork. But they're a great example of someone who went from the corporate world to working for themselves and has done well with it. Pete and Hillary are on that channel. Pete was an architect, and I can relate to some of the stresses and just the general commercial construction kind of stress. So Pete had enough of the corporate world and got out of it. Eventually got out on the farm and now makes a living from just a 40-acre farm. So if you want to watch good content, that's another good channel. So check them out. The other channel I would say that we watch on that top list is let's see, there's so many. Arms Family Homestead. Great channel, good people. They're in Oklahoma. They have a very successful channel. They put a lot of time into their channel, into their content. Good people. So I will say, if you just want a channel you can kick back and watch and chill out and not stress out about what's being talked about, and just good, wholesome content, check them out also. Another good channel is Outdoors with Larry and Robin. They're, I think, in New York, Pennsylvania, up in that way somewhere. And they kind of do the same things that some of these other channels are doing. He has a Bobcat. They cut wood, they sell wood. Outdoors with the Morgan, Mike sells a lot of wood. So Outdoors with Larry and Robin, they have good content, and they share what they do on a day-to-day basis. So check them out. Alright, so those are the channels that are kind of related to the same kind of content, that kind of what I guess you would group our channel into. Selling with Florence is another channel we watch. Has nothing to do with anything that we do. They have been on the ocean for 6+ years. A couple out of the UK. They sailed around the world through COVID, and so they've gotten held up in certain areas of the country or certain areas of the world during COVID. Just kind of stayed put. They are on their final leg of crossing the Atlantic, going back home to the UK. But great channel. It's something totally different than what we do, but we kind of enjoy it. I was in the Navy, so I was on the water a lot, on an aircraft carrier. I'm what they call an Airedale. I was in the aviation side of the Navy, so I'm not the typical sailor that you see, Popeye the Sailor Man, on a ship all the time. We were at an air base with our airplanes and our squadron, and when the ship deployed, we would go on board the ship and deploy with the battle group. So I'm interested in, Melody and I both, in kind of the stuff to do with the ocean. So it's a good channel. So if you like stuff to do with the ocean and sailing and that kind of stuff, or you just want a channel and have never seen it, check them out. Good content. Let's see, what's one of the other channels we got? Sailing Merriweather is another channel that we watch. They kind of took a break for a while, and they started out in the Mediterranean, sailed around to Australia, and I apologize, I can't remember his name, but him and his girlfriend sailed around the world all the way back to Australia. I believe they sold Merriweather their sailboat. They're getting ready to take on another project, which is kind of overhauling another sailboat. I think they're going to do some sailing adventures. But if you like ocean stuff, there's another one. Sailing Merriweather. Alright, let's see, what's another channel that we watch? And you know, I don't necessarily give these channels any justice. I mean, there's so many of them that we watch. If I leave somebody off, I'll try to remember to tag them in one of the future episodes when I mention them. But let's see, what is one of the 3 of 7 project. Many of you won't be able to stomach this channel. Great channel. I'm a military guy. Chad's a former Navy SEAL. This channel is called 3 of 7 Project. If you can stomach taking blunt, truth, facts about things from a military minded kind of guy perspective, then check him out. He is he's a straight shooter. He has seen more in his life than any of his viewers could probably ever imagine. But yeah, it's a good channel. So 3 of 7 Project, check him out. Combat Story, another great channel if you're a military minded kind of person. Guy that has that channel was former Army Apache pilot. He decided to get out and fly Apaches for the CIA. So now he has a channel and he interviews combat veterans. So again, if you're not familiar with the types of things that the military does, some of his content from the interviews may be shocking. If you are familiar with the military and how they operate, you'll probably love his content. But if you want to see what price people have paid for your freedom so that you can believe what you want to believe, get up every day and do what you want to do, go check out Combat Story. And for that fact, check out 3 of 7 Project. You know, these guys, they know what the world is like. You know, there's not everybody out there in this world that wants to give you a group hug and solve all the world's problems. And so those guys were on the front lines doing, I'll steal this quote from a very, very reputable spec op facility, I will say. They do bad things to bad guys. So, you know, those guys are over in foreign lands eliminating U.S. threats so that you can sleep comfortable at night. You don't have to worry about some idiots trying to destroy your home and your family. So anyway, that's several channels that I enjoy watching. You know, if you like any of that kind of content, check out those channels. If you like this channel, like I said, you're gonna probably enjoy TriStar Digging, Outdoors with the Morgans, Outdoors with Larry and Robin, Arms Family Homestead. You know, the main thing with these channels is just have good content and no drama. You know, entertain people. People want to get unplugged from all the craziness. I want to get unplugged from all the craziness. That's the reason why I come home from my normal job and I get out here and I get on a piece of equipment and I do stuff. Because guess what? When I'm out here, I don't give a crap what's on social media. I don't give a crap what's on TV. I don't give a crap who's trying to call me. So, anyway, I'm going to wrap this up this evening. Tomorrow, I'll get back out here as long as the weather holds off and work on this some more. Tomorrow morning, I've got to fly to another job, so I may share some of that content in a future episode. But yeah, back in the air again, going to another job. Then hopefully back home tomorrow evening with some good weather, and we'll continue this project. So I want to thank everyone for watching. Remember, if you like our content, subscribe, share it with your friends. We'll see you on the next one.